Here coming up.
To those who pretend to be peace-loving, if you pretend to be peace-loving and you are condoning wrongdoing, you are actually the one who is brooding conflict in this country.
Chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, urges all peace-loving citizens to join their quest for a forensic audit of the voters' register as thousands of supporters of the largest opposition party hits the streets to register their displeasure against the Electoral Commission. Also coming up, 5-member ministerial committee set to combat illegal mining engaged in a crunch meeting with organized labor as Eastern Regional Minister disagrees with calls for ban on illegal mining in the country.
No, I do not. The reasons are straight and simple. It is an economic activity. There are some who are responsible.
And also, senior staff of universities of Ghana insist they won't return to the negotiation table as they embark on a nationwide strike over what they say is discrimination by government in the payment of some allowances. We have this and many more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Please stay.
Starr News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Cool 103.5 FM in Ho, Rage and Might FM in Tamale, Sonali FM in Wa, My Star Radio in the USA. Also live on Facebook on Starr 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Starr 103.5 FM.
Scores of NDC supporters chanting as they hit the streets to demand a forensic audit of the voters' register. The party insists the discrepancies in the register could undermine the upcoming presidential and parliamentary elections. The protest, which is taking place in all regional capitals, began in Accra. Chairman of the party, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, urged all peace-loving individuals to join their quest for a forensic audit.
Who pretend to be peace-loving, if you pretend to be peace-loving and you are condoning wrongdoing, you are actually the one who is brooding conflict in this country. Those who want peace must prepare and fight against the element that will bring disruption in the country. That is why we are ready to fight against the element that will disturb our democracy. So thank you very much, and may God bless our homeland Ghana. We will not retreat and we will not surrender. We are going straight for victory. Victory for our democracy. Victory for not only a political party, but victory for the democracy and freedom of this country. At one point in time, must be tested. Ghana's democracy is under serious threat now. And we want to prevail. We shall overcome.
My colleague Obed Kingaglo is with the protesters here in Accra and joins me live with an update. Obed, thank you very much for joining us. Is the demonstration over?
No, the demonstration is still on force, and the demonstrators are currently somewhere around the National Theatre Enclave, where they will be heading to the Parliament House to deliver a petition to the Speaker of Parliament and then finally terminate at the Electoral Commission headquarters. So that is what is currently happening over here. And so it is a movement of a huge crowd with some stalwarts of the National Democratic Congress still leading the procession to Parliament House. I have here former national organizer of the NDC, Joshua Akamba, who is also leading the charge. I want to find out from him what really is the motivation.
One of my friends of the Mensa, you better if you after this. The next demonstration will be at her doorstep. You better together. You best share a cry. Ghana, they should not make it. Guys, if we have no man, we are going to sit down and design a mechanism. One Flagstaff House, OTA occupying Flagstaff House. yeah, from sitting at the Plaza House and sitting at Jimenez's house will sit at Bosman. Okay? Someone say, yeah, 16 regions. Yeah. So 16 regions, will move them and they will occupy the MPP EC officials who are the EC officers.
Mr. Kamba, so the Electoral Commission says that you should come to the table. Why won't you come to the table when you're on the street?
The MPP made noise in 2016. We're not giving their wish. Give me out. MPP for the amount will wish. The MPP got their wish. NDC for Ghana for we need our wish. And so our wish is that a forensic evidence. South here, MPP for no more last telecast. So why is NDC's own different? You are here.
Thank you very much. So so that is the former national organizer of the National Democratic Congress, Joshua Akamba, who is insisting that the NDC is not going to the table, but will hit the street and take it to the next level to the premise or the residence of the Electoral Commissioner. There is heavy security presence here, I must say, but also there is a heavy traffic in the central business district, and so there's no fluid flow of vehicles because of this demonstration nowadays.
Gaglo, it's Serwaa, but run us through some of the placards that these demonstrators are holding.
Right, so nowadays, some of the placards are very interesting. One, which is very interesting, reads that Jim Mensah, your ear like Willie, which is suggesting that the Electoral Commission does not want to hear. Another reads that Jim Mensah and Bosman are raping our democracy. Others read the voters register is not a CIA classified document. Audit it now. And another one also reads that it's time for change. Jim Mensah can't stop it. So that number, plethora of these placards which are being held by the protesters to register their displeasure against the Electoral Commission.
Obed, this is a demonstration that the flag bearer of the NDC himself says he's championing, and I want to find out if you've cited him over there.
For now, I have not cited the former President John Dramani Mahama, but I'm hearing from the grapevine that he may come to the terminating point, which is the Electoral Commission headquarters. But for now, I have not cited him. But the leadership of the party, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, Sami Jemfi, General Secretary, and other national executives are all here present.
Thank you very much. Obed King Gaglo is my colleague who is with the protesters here in Accra. Still on the protest or demonstration, Member of Parliament for Ningo Pampram, Samuel Nete George, says they don't trust the competence of the Electoral Commission.
People who produced the register that had all of those challenges in the first place. So let us have the opportunity to now vet it. And we don't want to do this as just the NDC. We want all the players in the election. You have an electoral commissioner that is a player in this game. They are not a referee. Have you listened to Jim Mensah? Have you listened to Bosman Asari? Have you listened to Samuel Tete? They don't engender credibility and trustworthiness with their behavior. I mean, when an electoral commission chair can look you in the face and tell the media that the NDC, the biggest political party in this country, is a threat to democracy, you think that person can be trusted by anybody from our side to conduct a free and fair election, especially when you find the issues that we found in the register? Clearly, none of them has carried themselves in a manner that is close to what the manner in which Afarijan carried himself.
Let's shift attention to the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, where NDC supporters are participating in the Enough is Enough demonstration. My colleague Isaac Bediako is a man on the ground and joins me live. Isaac? Okay, we don't have Isaac at the moment. We'll try and reconnect the line. But the police service says it is working to ensure law and order during and after the demonstration. Chief Superintendent Grace Ansah Akrofe is Director of Public Affairs of the Police Service.
We have the Greater Accra Regional Commander here. We have officers from the operational team. Our men are fully deployed. As we assured Ghanaians yesterday, the police are here. We are here to ensure security. We are here to ensure safety. We are here to ensure law and order. These organizers for today's demonstration, the NDC leadership, We have met with them extensively. We've engaged at all levels. They know that we are here ready, committed to police this event successfully. I think sometime last year we had a similar demonstration with them. Everything went peacefully, and we are counting on the demonstrators and the organizers to do their part by abiding by the laid down rules and regulations. The police are here poised, ready, prepared to do our part as well. And we know that once again as a country, we will demonstrate to the world that we are prepared to deepen our democratic credentials. We will be here with you throughout. Officers all across the country have been deployed, and in all our 16 regional capitals, our commanders have taken charge, ready on the ground to see this demonstration to a secure and a successful end. Thank you so much for your time. We will be here with you. If there's anything that comes up every now and again, our officers will be on hand to explain or assist. As part of our
And that's Chief Superintendent Grace Ansah Kofi. She is the Director of Public Affairs of the Police Service. Let's cross over to the Ashanti region now, where demonstrators have joined the NDC's Enough is Enough demonstration. My colleague Isaac Bediako is our man on the ground and joins me live. Isaac, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Serwaa.
What can you report?
Well, I must say that Serwaa, the NDC's demonstration in the Ashanti region is almost over. The protest actually started exactly 7 a.m. from the party's regional office at Amokom. Then they hit the street in their numbers, that's thousands, walking straight from Amokom traffic light through to Asafo roundabout, Asafo interchange. Then they proceeded to the KMA office through to Lancaster himself. Currently, they have arrived at the Regional Coordinating Council, where they came to meet a huge police barricade there. And now their leaders of the demonstrators are speaking with the police to look at how they will be able to present their petitions to the EC. At the entrance of the Regional Coordinating Council, that is where the police have marked their barricade, that they will not allow them to go straight to the EC's office because they have to pass through the Regional Coordinating Council. So that is the arrangement that they are currently making. The police say the EC director for Ashanti, in the person of Francis Osei, will come and meet them at the entrance of the Regional Coordinating Council to receive their presenters. The NDC also insists that they want to go to the EC office and do the presentation there. So that is what currently they are discussing at the moment. When they arrived here, they thought that the judges' quarters, which is direct adjacent to the Regional Coordinating Council, was the EC's office. So some of their supporters wanted to enter into the residence of the judges, but the police quickly went there to block them from entering into their quarters. So at the moment, they are back to the entrance of the Regional Coordinating Council. They are waiting for the regional chairman of the NDC to arrive here. Then they will look at how they do the presentation. So that is what is happening at the moment at the entrance of the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council.
Thank you very much. Isaac Bediako is our correspondent in the Ashanti region. Before we connect with our Eastern Regional correspondent for the latest regarding the NDC's regional protest, let's listen to Eastern Regional Deputy Secretary of the NDC, Francis Anodompre, who has been justifying the need for a forensic audit of the voters' register.
But the demonstration is very much important because for us to have free and fair elections, it's based on the data, the register, the voters' register. If the voters' register is genuine and all the political parties are okay with the data, then the elections will be okay. There will be no confusion, there will be no war, there will be nothing. If the voter register and the data is accurate. So you see, you have the data, the overall data. Come sit down with us. Also found all the other political parties come and join. Independent bodies should come and join. Openly, the media is there, live broadcast. No be answered. So NDC can wrong. Ghana phone. So the use in your canon correct. Ghana phone NDC. Then we take it from there.
and you heard from the NDC's Eastern Regional Deputy Secretary, Francis Arnott Dompre. Let's cross over to social media and hear what people have got to say. Mrs. Aqua is standing by. Mrs. Aqua, good afternoon.
Afternoon there, Serwaa. Yeah, people have a lot to say because this is something that has been going on for quite some time, and now the fruition has come today. When we move over to Instagram, Mocha says, why are Ghana police always in full riot gear anytime civilians are protesting? Can't the police just march with them? Lorenzo adds, great show of leadership. We want fairness. We move over to Facebook. Kwerku says the NDC guys are bleeding. We have entry as well. Gideon, they should send the 250 list to EC and IPAC. They are waiting. John Mahamaba says enough is enough. EC must act right. And our last comment on Facebook, Mumin, the number of votes that the MPP will get in this election will determine the number of unthinkable people that we will have in this country. NPP, never again. Well, that's what we have for you there. My name is Nanama Aqua. Serwaa, back over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nanama Aqua. Away from that, the Cyber Security Authority is sounding the alarm on a sharp rise in online investment scams, with a total over 1 billion lost between January, actually 1 million Ghana cedis lost between January and August this year. This figure is higher compared to last year when there were 63 reports, with losses amounting to 421,621. I'm joined in the studio by GH1 News' Midday Teti. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How do these fraudsters operate?
Okay, so per the Cyber Security Authority, what these fraudsters do is that they clone the websites of legitimate investment companies, promising high returns within a short period. Also, victims are lured through social media investment, or rather advertisements, emails and text messages that promote these fraudulent investment opportunities. The scammers also use fake testimonials to convince victims of the legitimacy of their schemes. And once the victims sign up and make initial investments, usually by mobile money, they are shown fake returns on the investment and allowed to withdraw a fraction of the investment amount to build trust. Then from there, the victims are requested to make more investments or pay fees in the form of taxes when they try to withdraw significant amounts of their investment. And then the victims with significant investment eventually lose access to the amounts, and then they cannot even reach the fraudsters as well.
So what are the recommendations that is being made?
Okay, so 4 recommendations are being made. I'll just mention 2 of them. It says that we should be skeptical of unsolicited investment opportunities, especially those promising high returns with little or no risk, and then also avoid investments that require immediate decisions or pressure you into making quick commitments. And they say that they have a 24-hour cyber security or cyber crime incident reporting points of contact POC for reporting cyber crimes and seeking guidance and assistance on online activities. So there's a number for you that you can either WhatsApp or call 0501 603 111.
Thank you very much. Midday Teti is she's actually my boss, the deputy editor here at the EIB network. Moving on, the 5-member ministerial committee constituted by President Akufo-Addo to address the illegal mining menace is holding a crunch meeting with organized labor. This follows joint calls by organized labor, religious and traditional leaders, and other advocacy groups for a ban to be placed on the menace. President of the University Teachers Association, Professor Mahamudu Akudugu, says organized labor will not back down on its demand for a complete ban and declaration of a state of emergency on the Galamsey menace.
Our demand was straightforward. Ask that there should be a ban, and then whatever conversations can be had on the issue, then we can have those conversations. So we have no problem with government setting up a 5-member ministerial committee to engage stakeholders, but it doesn't take away the fact or our demand that there should be an immediate ban, because the distractions are still ongoing. So what we need is to stop the distractions, and then we can have the conversations as to how to proceed from there.
But Doug, an association like the Responsible Small Scale Miners Association says that outrightly banning the mining in the country will be detrimental to the economy. Don't you agree?
Polluting the water bodies and making poisoning our food system is not detrimental to the country. It's equally detrimental, even more detrimental to the country than the 1 million or so people that are said to be engaged in small-scale mining.
Meanwhile, Eastern Regional Minister Seth Kwame Champon has rejected calls for a complete ban on illegal mining.
No, I do not. The reasons are straight and simple. It is an economic activity. There are some who are responsible. I need to give a little bit of history here. At the outset of the second term of the second the president, he got the minister responsible for the natural resource and lands and forestry to issue a total ban on all extractive activity in the country. We stop every extractive activity, both large and small here. And got members who were involved in that sector, extractive sector, to assemble for us to engage on responsible mining. And that is how we started. And thereafter, we went on and commissioned all those small-scale mining enterprises to work. But the truth be said that besides people legally and doing their legitimate business of small-scale mining, there are some recalcitrants who go out there on the water bodies and in the forest without legal authority, and they are the ones we've been battling. So I would not call for an absolute ban on small-scale mining. It will be difficult for this economy, and we are going to worry and we are going to suffer because people need employment. People need to work. There are some who are genuinely working. It is not all small-scale miners who are mining irresponsible. No, I do not support that call.
And you heard the Eastern Regional Minister Seth Kwame Champon, but former MCE for Boase Richard Ofori-Agyeman disagrees with him.
The situation has gotten bad as a result of illegal mining activity in the Oda River. The Oda River is the source of potable drinking water for the people of Boase. Unfortunately, authorities in Boase do not control the area where the water flows. So even though we bear the brunt of its destruction, there's little that the authorities in Boase can do about it. And the situation is such that within the next 12 months, if nothing is done about it, I'm not sure anybody in Boase will have access to potable water that is generated by the Ghana Water Company. You see, when I was Municipal Chief Executive, between the period of 2013 and 2016, we were supposed to have had 1,200 gallons per day. But when I was Chief Executive, we're having 430 gallons a day. Now we're spending 4 times as much as what we would have used on the 1,200 gallons. So what it means is that when we're getting less, we're spending more. As we speak, I'm not sure we can get even up to 400,000. So the urgent steps have to be taken.
And that's former MCE for Boase Richard Ofori-Agyeman. Let's take you to court now. And the District Court at Achimota has discharged the president of the Ghana Social Justice Forum, Yahya Al-Hassan, after striking out charges against him for his protest over the alleged $3 million scandal at Bost. This decision came after the prosecution failed to present witnesses despite several opportunities given by the magistrate. Let's speak to our court correspondent, Mutala Inusa, for more on this. Mutala, what exactly happened?
Well, Serwaa, the magistrate, His Worship, Prince Osei-Owusu, at the last court sitting indicated that should prosecution fail to produce their witnesses for the trial to commence, the court will be forced to strike out the charge sheet as per what was before the court, and rightly so. When the matter was recalled, the prosecution, nobody represented the prosecution. Lawyer for the accused persons, led by Godwin Eduji Tamaklu, indicated to the court that it is clear that the prosecution is not willing to prosecute this matter. For that matter, the charge sheet should be struck out for want of prosecution. The magistrate, Prince Osei-Owusu, look at the situation and say, look, I have already given prosecution the heads up already today. They were not in court to alert the court to show some respect even to the court. On the basis of that, the charge sheet before the court, which prescribes some 4 counts, including offensive conduct to the breach of peace and also failing to notify the police to, as it were, engage in the demonstration. The court said the charge sheet is struck out for want of prosecution. The accused person has been discharged as it is now.
It's now time to bring you the latest in the world of sports, and Nana Majiman is standing by. Nanama, good afternoon.
Has closed down the Accra Sports Stadium and the Cape Coast Sports Stadium for maintenance, aiming to improve the facilities for upcoming international matches. According to media reports, the closure is part of efforts to upgrade the stadia to meet international standards. This follows last week's directive from the Confederation of African Football, which prohibited the use of the Baba Yara Sports Stadium for senior international matches due to the poor condition of the pitch. Now, the Confederation of African Football President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has expressed his frustration over African national teams and clubs playing outside their countries. CAF last week withdrew approval for the Baba Yara Stadium for the October AFCON qualifiers, leaving Ghana without a single stadium fit to host a CAF Category C game. The continent's governing body cited uneven surfaces, poor drainage, and inadequate grass cover as some reasons. Speaking at a press briefing, Patrice Motsepe described the situation as frustrating.
Nothing that frustrates me more than a national team or a football team from Kenya, bad example, because you've got wonderful facilities, but from a country to go and play outside. You can't build football in any country in Africa if the national team or the football clubs do not play in front of their nations. And that's why the passion of President Ruto and his commitment makes me so proud. Makes me so proud. Good success in reducing the number of countries that plays outside their nation. But in every meeting I have with the head of state, and that's why the relationship between NIC and the government, it's something that I'm very happy about. Because in every country the emphasis is, let's work together to make sure that we've got at least one stadium that's at the FIFA and CAF standards.
That is all for sports here. Back to you, Serwaa.
Thank you very much, Nana Majiman, for bringing us sports news. Before we wrap up, former Dean of the College of Health Sciences at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Daniel Ansong, has emphasized the need to train more health professionals to staff the Agenda 111 hospitals currently being constructed by the government. He urged both the government and philanthropic Ghanaians to invest in expanding health science training institutions. As chairman of the Board of Trustees for the Endowment Fund, Professor Ansong expressed hope that the target of 150 million Ghana cedis would be achieved. He made these remarks during the launch of an endowment fund aimed at supporting developmental projects at the College of Health Sciences at the KNUST.
Pharmacy, the medical school, the public health, and veterinary. We have more applications we are able to recruit or admit more. Of course, we must admit that these same students who have applied to almost all the universities in Ghana or the public universities in Ghana. So they would also show a similar flow where you have more applications coming in. But the issue is we can expand and recruit or admit more students.
And you heard there Professor Daniel Ansong. He's a former Dean of the College of Health Sciences at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And that's how we end today's edition of Starr Midday News. For more news, visit www.starfm.com.gh. I am Serwaa Amihere. Have a good afternoon.